the hell do we know if our chakras are balanced, if they're unbalanced, and how do we get them to become balanced and in sync and healthy and moving clockwise so we feel good and in flow? Welcome to Life Below TV. My name is Leonie Oliveira. I am a self-mastery and wellness coach for women. I am a spiritual guide for those who are looking to heal, self-explore, and dive deep fully into their self-liberation journey. If you're a returning member, welcome back. I'm excited you are here. I'm excited that we get to continue healing together and transforming. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you enjoy the video, and most importantly, subscribe, click that red button, comment, and let me know what you are looking from me and where you are in your journey. I would love to get to know you. So let's dive right into the video. I will tag up here the first video I created, which is the intro to chakras. That is probably good to start and then dive into this one. So the link is right above here. Okay, let's get right into it. So how do we know if our chakras are balanced or imbalanced? So we will start with the root chakra because that's a beautiful chakra. To start with, again, the root chakra is at the base of our spine. The element that governs the root chakra to help you understand and kind of solidify the information in your brain, it has everything to do with earth, physical matter. So the element that governs it is the earth element. So if your chakras are balanced, so if they're balanced, you are feeling stable, safe, very grounded and supported. You just feel good. You feel like you have a solid foundation, like your roots are healthy, and you're solid. So that's a great way of knowing if you're balanced. And also your finances are well, because obviously if your finances aren't well, that's going to lead to feeling unstable and lack of security, which creates imbalance. Now, how do we know if our chakras are not balanced? The number one ways that we experience an imbalanced root chakra is anxiety. So if you experience anxiety, feeling ungrounded, like you're flowing, you're all over the place, the earth element is not really present in your life, you're not feeling rooted in your existence, in your experience, that shows an imbalance of the root chakra. You could also be feeling a lot of worries, again, because the root chakra has everything to do with security. If it's imbalanced, you are going to definitely experience a lot of worries, and again, anxiety. All right, moving on to the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra has everything to do with creativity, sexuality, sensuality, family, community. So if it's balanced, you feel creative. You have great flow of ideas coming to you. You feel excited for change. Your womb feels great. You feel very flowy and sensual. You're very into movement, which correlates to the flow. Like the sacral has a lot to do with flow and movement. So if it's balanced, you feel creative, playful. You feel passionate. You feel you have a good sense, a good hold on your emotions. Like your emotions is something that comes in and out and you feel good about it. You feel like you have a good mastery of your emotions, because the sacral has also to do with emotions. The element that governs the sacral chakra, this again is a tool for you to kind of remember what they're tied to. The sacral is connected to the element of water. Again, flow, creativity, life. You definitely can't create life without water. In the womb, there is water. For plants to grow, there is also need for water. So that is very important. Now, if it's unbalanced, you feel like out of whack when it comes to your emotions. You don't feel like you can control your emotions very much. You also are very regretful, because the sacral chakra has correlation to do with relationships. You might feel unsure or troubled by relationships in your life, particularly the relationship you have with your mother. You can feel lack of passion, lack of creativity. Just seems like you're not getting really good ideas, and you don't feel passionate to create, We're creators, so we should constantly and always feel passionate to create and always feel inspired in getting new ideas of what to create in our business, in our personal life, how to transform and change. So the sacral chakra is very, very important. You might also lack playfulness, and like just not wanting to, because the sacral chakra is fun. It has a correlation to do with joy. It's a playful energy. Again, when I talked about movement, it has a lot to do with like the childlike energy that we have of just wanting to have fun and do silly things. So if you feel the lack of that, just wanting to be childlike and do silly things and dance and play, that has a correlation with having an imbalance of the sacral chakra. Okay, and again, the element is water, don't forget that. Now we move on to the solar plexus. So the solar plexus has everything to do with power, purpose, and personal wisdom and belief in self. So if it's balanced, you are going to experience a lot of confidence. You're going to feel very self-aware. You're going to have a lot of self-respect. You're just going to have a deep belief in yourself. You're going to be like, I can do anything. I have a strong willpower. And my willpower is what gets me to get through anything. So there's nothing that could really stop me. And if you have those feelings within yourself, that shows a very healthy flow of chi and energy through your solar plexus. So it shows a balanced solar plexus. Okay. So if it's not balanced, imbalanced, you feel helpless. You feel lack of confidence in yourself. The clients I've worked with, a lot just don't fully own their story yet. They still feel like lack of belief in self and in very low self-esteem, not only in their physical appearance, but also in just their ability to move forward and transform and change and succeed. The solar plexus is ruled by the element of fire. So if you think of, think about it, imbalance would be lack of fire. So if you have lack of passion, if you just feel like you're not you can't take action. Anytime you have an idea, you can have a healthy sacral, right? Which there's a lot of creativity, you want to create. But if your solar plexus is imbalanced, then you're not going to want to create because you're not going to believe in yourself. So even though you have great ideas, if you feel like you have great ideas but often don't implement them or don't take action towards them, that shows that you might have a healthy sacral chakra, but your solar plexus has lack of energy and it's imbalanced, so you never really take action. So think about fire, 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 fire. If your fire is low, that has a direct correlation to your sacral chakra. Moving on. I feel like I'm going kind of fast on this. So if there's questions, definitely ask below, comment and ask me, and I can dive deeper into that, because this is almost compact. Every chakra has so much to it. It has so much stored energy, so much stored memories, and it's very personal to you. So it looks very different. These are generic ways that they could be imbalanced and balanced. Ways that I've seen that in my profession, working with balancing the chakras and working with my clients personally, that I've seen them become imbalanced, and they show up in many different ways. Like sometimes I get a new client, I'm like, oh wow, this is a throat chakra issue. I would never think it would manifest this way, but it did. So I learn every single day. So again, this is compact, generic, based on the human experience and what I've seen in my work. So heart chakra. Heart chakra has everything to do with self-love, compassion for others, love, deep love and connection, basically. Not only to self, but to others. It has a lot to do with healing as well. The heart is such a powerful organ. And again, it's right there. Your heart center is connected to the organ as well. So this is just a powerful magnetic point on your body that has a lot of power. So what does it look like when it's balanced? When it's balanced, you are positive, you are loving, inspired, you're empathetic, sympathetic to others. You feel a connection to all. You feel a connection to yourself. You love yourself very deeply. You care for others and you care for yourself. versus if it's unbalanced, there is a lot of fear, there's bitterness, you feel vindictive, you feel like there is a lot that you want to, in a sense, not necessarily hurt others, but you feel like people owe you in a way, and you're willing to take what's yours, even if it means hurting them. So you might feel a disconnection to love, unable to love others. You just kind of feel stuck and emotionless when it comes to experiencing close connection to others. That shows an imbalance of the heart center, heart chakra. Okay, so moving on. Oh, and the heart chakra is correlated to the element of air. Okay, so air is light, it's movement. You know, think about strong winds blowing through things. Like, it's just powerful, very, very powerful center. Okay, so then we move to the throat chakra. I really enjoy the throat chakra. This is a very important chakra to work on. They're all very important in many different ways. Of course, they correlate to different parts of your life. So you want them to be all balanced. You want them to all be moving clockwise and healthy, because then you have a balanced life. Then you feel good overall. You don't want a chakra to have an imbalance, because they're all connected. So once one does, then it creates an imbalance in another area, and that's not what we're looking for. So throat chakra is all about expression, communication, and authenticity. Being authentic. So saying and communicating what you feel inside, and not feeling something and then communicating something different, or feeling something and not communicating at all. The element that it's correlated to is ether and sound. Okay? Sound. That makes sense, right? So what does it look like when it's balanced? When it's balanced, you are very expressive. You say what you feel. You feel empowered in your ability to communicate with others. You feel empowered in self. You're excited to tell your story. You're excited to just express freely and honestly and authentically without really any fear. Like, it is what it is. And you want to express that. You also are, because the air is connected to the throat chakra, you're also a good listener. Balanced, you listen well. You not only express yourself well, but you allow others to express themselves well, and you listen. That's an important one. And then what does it look like if it's imbalanced, not balanced, unbalanced? So if it's unbalanced, you feel timid, afraid to speak, concerned with judgment and reaction from others. You might feel like this person is not right for you, or you might feel like you no longer want to be in this job. You might feel like, shit, I want to, express some things to certain people, but you don't. So you keep a lot of your feelings internally, a lot of your thoughts, a lot of ways that you stop yourself from expressing in a lot of ways that are important for you to express. This is a really big one, because I see this a lot. And I work with my clients a lot on the throat chakra. Okay, now moving on to the first eye, the brow chakra, what they call the third eye, but it's really the first. You're a spirit. So if you're a spirit, if that's really who you are, this is your first eye, because you could see beyond. That's like, yeah, you got these two when you landed here. These two are part of your earth suit. So this is the second and third, or second and third, whatever. You know what I mean? Okay, back to more important things. Third eye. So third eye is about awareness, intuition, imagination, seeing beyond, future telling, psychic abilities, just seeing beyond the physical. It is correlated to the element of light. If it's balanced, you have a high intuition. You walk in a room, you can kind of know what's going on beyond what you can actually see physically. You know if this person is energetically a match to you. You know if this person is not an energetic match to you. You know what's about to happen. You feel an intuitive, you have this intuitive knowing of how people are feeling, what they're thinking. It also correlates to clear and focused vision. So third eye has correlation to the vision. So if it's balanced, you feel like you know where you're going. You know where you've been. You're just clear, and you're also focused. You feel oriented, and you're also very aware of the spiritual realm. You know that this life is beyond here. There is more. Now, if it's unbalanced, you feel very volatile, because it's your first eye, so it's a very important chakra to have balanced. You feel like life can only be black or white. There is this inability to see like beyond. Like you can only see right here, and you think this is it. You have lack of intuition, so you might be in relationships that are not meant for you. You might continue in jobs, and people are telling you like, why are you working here? This is not for you. And you can't even see that. Like others can see beyond what you can see. So you're almost in a fog, in a cloud. Your first eye is very important. Then we have the Crown Chakra. The Crown Chakra is everything to do with spirituality, enlightenment, connection to source, greater connection to the beyond, connection to the universe, connection to all. It is correlated to the element of consciousness, something we can't even understand. It is so beautifully complex. Sometimes it's, so many people define it in so many different ways, right? It's part of this beautiful experience. If it's balanced, you feel empowered, connected, living in the present moment. You feel trusting of the universe. You feel a connection to things that are beyond you, the metaphysical, your spirit guides, your ancestors, connection to God, source. You feel very open to ideas. You're an open-minded person. If that makes sense, okay? And then what happens if it's unbalanced? If it's unbalanced, you feel confused, stuck, fearful. Often you can feel depressed, because again, it's so important to have this connection with source. Like that's our home. So when you feel a disconnection to your home, it can lead to depression, okay? Now let's talk about how to balance them. There are many, many different ways to balance them. There are so many different modalities. You can balance your chakras through affirmations. We all know what affirmations are. You just simply, it's almost a way of rewiring your mind. And as you are rewiring and adding new programs to your mind, you are removing the old ones that could be causing the imbalance. So if you have a story that your voice is not important, that's creating an imbalance in your throat chakra, which is not allowing you to express. So you could do an affirmation for your throat chakra of, my expression in the sound that vibrates out of my existence is important, not only for me, but for everyone in the world. I have a voice to be heard. My expression and communication to others is needed. Like you just kind of affirm different things to yourself that go against old programming that is causing the imbalance that is most likely not true and just kind of picked up through childhood in different lifetimes perhaps. Also, other ways to heal and balance your chakras are through essential oils, aromatherapy. So there are different essential oils that have an affinity to chakras, and they have a relationship. So once you use them therapeutically, consistently, in a routine, or create a ritual for yourself, it also balances your chakras. Other ways to balance them are through crystal therapy. So I will create a video. If it's not tagged yet, it will be tagged up here eventually once it's uploaded, which crystals to use for chakra therapy and chakra balancing. Okay. Then we have asanas, so yoga postures. There are so many yoga postures that will help you balance out your throat chakra, all your chakras, your throat, crown, solar plexus, sacral, root, etc. There are different ways of moving your body to allow different energy flows to happen. So if you have a blockage or a lack of energy, it can help you. Then we have sound healing. Sound healing is also a way of balancing your chakras. You could also do meditations. YouTube is a beautiful thing that we have in this generation. We are privileged. So you can just search, you can just Google meditation for throat chakra. Meditation for throat chakra keeps coming up. So I feel like it's probably important for whoever the people that were watching this. Definitely focus on your throat chakra. I don't know why the universe keeps guiding me to keep talking about throat chakra. But there are meditations for the throat chakra. You could do mantras, color therapy, foods. There's specific foods that again help you balance and have different energies that will help the flow of your energies and opening up and balancing your chakras. I was about to say throat chakra again. Damn it. And yeah, there's so many different modalities. That's just the list of few. So definitely get into your chakras, understanding them, like, where am I with these chakras? And then once you become aware, focus on one that you want to work with, and work on it for 21 days. Work on it till you feel better. Work on them, because when your chakras are balanced, you feel so good. Because you have this chi prana, this life force moving and circulating around your body in a balanced way. You don't want to have blockages. You don't want to have imbalances. Something else to add is sometimes we have blockages and lack of energies in certain chakras, and because they're all connected, as I mentioned, lack of energy in one might cause an overactive other chakra that is next to it. So if you have an overactive, for example, third eye chakra, you can have mental conditions like what we call schizophrenic. So someone that is seeing different things all the time or hallucinating, it's an overactive third eye. So you're seeing many dimensions, you're seeing many spirits, many realms, and that shows an overactive, imbalanced third eye. If you have an imbalanced throat chakra, you're overexpressing, you're listening too much. If you have an underactive throat chakra, then you're not expressing enough and you're listening too much. So these are for the people that are really timid and are often taking in the world. A lot of times they happen to be Scorpio because they have so much depth, internal depth. So they're listening a lot but not expressing enough. So that's underactive. Overactive is speaking too much. Then with the heart chakra, it could be overactive when you're loving everybody but self. There is this deep compassion for everything external, and everyone that is external, you're doing everything for everybody except for self. You want to have a balanced chakra because you want to love yourself as much as you love others. That has to be balanced. Then you have the Solar Plexus chakra. The Solar Plexus chakra has everything to do with with willpower and self. So if it's overactive, you can have a hyperactive ego. So you think so much about yourself. It's all about you. You're in a sense a narcissist. It's you can't see beyond yourself. It's everything self. It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, are we talking about me? If we're not talking about me, then it's not important. Then I don't want to listen. So that shows that if you have ego, if you're dealing with a lot of pride, it has to do an overactive solar plexus. Then sacral chakra overactive could be sacral and root chakra, because they're so close together. They're all connected, but the proximity matters. So sacral and root chakra has a lot to do with sensuality and sexuality. So it's not that you can be overly sensual, but you can embody that overactive sacral chakra by making life focus primarily only on sensuality, only on being sexy, only on things that lead to sexual experiences. So that could be an overactive root and sacral chakra. So the chakras can also not only be unbalanced, but they can also be overactive or underactive. So investigate, dive deep into yourself, investigate your chakras, learn about where you are, because it's a beautiful thing to explore. Your chakras are like essentially you. They're different parts of you that you get to explore, learn about, and then transform and transmute that energy to something that you want, if it's not something that you want. Okay? And I think that's it. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below, like, share. I'm sharing all this incredible information that I've learned throughout my years of work and learning and experiencing and practicing and exploring, because I want you to practice, explore, and transform and heal with me. Okay? And I want the whole world to heal. So please make sure you share, comment below, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. I love you. Take care of yourself. I will continue to say it always in every video, because you are the most important person in the world. You cannot forget that. We need you. We need you to dive into your story and then share with us, because we are all one. So as you grow and transform and share yourself with the world, we grow together with you. So we need you. Love you. Peace. Namaste.